Hello, thank you for joining me. So in this film I'd like to show you how to put in an array. With the previous film I showed you how to modify an existing array, which some of you probably have already done and put in an array and really didn't know what to do with it after that. And I showed you some modification tools that you could use to help you manage it a little bit better. But this film I'd like to show you how to put in an array and maybe some of the settings that kind of go with it so you can get your array in a good location maybe initially so you can actually lay it out a little bit better. So let's go ahead and delete some of our portions of our old array. And if we click at any one of these windows in here, and it's part of that array, you'll notice you get that bar across that shows the span of the array and how many windows are within that array, including the seed window that populates them all. But you'll notice if you click on one of those windows and delete the window, the array kind of breaks a little bit. You still have portions of the array that you can make modifications to. You can take that window and move that around a little bit. And I can also put dimensions on it like it could before, but it's still kind of got some array functions up here too, including activate dimensions. Dimensions are a little bit different now. Now the windows are independent, so we can put in these values as we see fit. But let's go ahead and delete all of our windows. And another part of the array that you're going to notice too is the witness lines going around the window itself. Those are still there, rather than highlighting the window itself. So we'll just get rid of all those elements, and we'll start brand new. So we'll start with a window. We'll put in a window. In this location, you want to make sure that the outside of the window is in the proper orientation. And as long as we have, and if we click in that window again, we'll get these temporary dimensions. Take these temporary dimensions, we'll kind of start making them a little bit more permanent. So by clicking on make this dimension permanent, it made it permanent. We're not going to lock it yet, but we're going to get that dimension put in a proper location. We're going to take that control point on that the dimension extension line and move that to the finished face. And now we're going to take that window, click on that, and we're going to change this value. Instead of the 2-foot value, that's the dimension that Revit likes, so we're going to use our dimension. And we're going to make that maybe 3 feet. We're going to take that permanent dimension, kind of move it out of the way a little bit. We'll put it on the inside here in a little bit when we're done with our sketching here. Okay, so yeah, let's put this together. Let's put our array together. We're going to go ahead and array this window maybe 6 elements over. And the way you would do that is you click on the window first. You have to have an item before you can modify it. So we're going to click on the window first. We're going to take the noun and put it before the verb. And then we're going to select modify. Or we're going to go up to modify tab in the ribbon and then select the array. So you'll notice your options bar over here. You want to click in the options. You want to start with the left and work your way over to the right. We'll probably want to activate our dimensions. It kind of goes away, but what it does is it gives you dimensions as you're laying this out. We're going to make sure you choose a linear array. We're going to cover the radial array here in just a bit. You want to group and associate all the elements in there. And let's go ahead and choose 6. That's what we had before. And we have a choice between moving to the second one. We can establish a distance between the first and the second window, and all the subsequent windows after that will follow that dimension. Or we can go to the last. So let's do the first one first, and then we'll set that up. So what it's looking for is a distance between perhaps the center of the first window, center of the second window. This is 3, but we're going to set this one up at probably about 5. And if you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to lay out 6 windows with that dimension in there, which is going to be 5 feet between them. And we're going to stick with our 6, so if you just click off to the side, to go ahead and solidify that. So any one of these windows we click on, it's going to have that 6 value to it. If we click in this window and activate that dimension, it'll give us a distance between the openings of the window. But let's go ahead and do a center distance here, our temporary dimension, make it permanent, pull that up here. Now we have that 5 foot to 5 foot center distance there. So in opposition to that, if we were to choose, and just doing the Control Z and getting us back to where we were before, we'll go and click in that window, go to modify, let's go to array again. This time let's do 6 windows and we'll go to the last one. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a dimension that goes from the first window to where the center point, the center of the window is going to be on the end. And we're just going to drag that line out, and it's kind of going to serve in a way kind of like a dimension line. But it's not going to come out as a dimension, but it's going to give us that extent of the array with that value in the middle that we can change the instances of that array. But that's a lot of talking. Let's just go ahead and do it. So we're going to do 6. We're going to go out to the last. Now we're not going to worry about the actual dimension here, but we're going to get it somewhere close. It'll populate that extent of that array it's going to put all those elements in there all the way to the end. And now it's got little tabs on it here, so you can see it's got a center suggestion on that line that defines the extent of the array. So 6 is the value I want, just like we did last time. Let's take a cursor and click off to the side. And on that last window, what we want to do is get that 3-foot face of the wall to the window opening dimension, and we're going to put that in there. So let's go ahead and click on that window, activate dimensions, which gives us this dimension here. And just like we did before, if you want to help your framer here, you probably want to do the core face measurement, but it might be more pertinent in a situation like this where you might want to have the finish face. But we're going to choose the finish face just to be consistent with what we did before, and we're going to take our control points and move those to the locations that we want. And we're not going to lock it yet, but we're going to click back in that window, go to activate dimension. Gives us the ability to change that value. We're going to make that 3 feet just like it was before. On the other side, move that dimension up. And now that's 3 feet, and this is 3 feet. I'm surprised it didn't change, but if they have a tendency to change on you, what you could do is lock them into place. And now that that's locked and these walls are somewhat permanent in their location, we're not going to be able to make any modifications to the windows there. So if we try to move that, it's going to suggest that we unconstrain it, and we don't. So that's how you put that in. Just for the fun, let's go ahead and take a look at that in our elevation. And there's our windows. There's no indication from the outside on some of where the internal walls are, but from the inside of the window, inside of the building, the wall should look nice and centered and squared right up there on that wall. Okay, thanks for joining me. Join me for other videos.